What's going on, everybody? Eric Lindquist at Stokastic here on the Odd Chopper channel, coming to you with another edition of Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks in the MLB streets. Hit the like button, subscribe button, notification bell. Goes a long way for me on this video. Goes a long way for you. That way you become a prize whenever great content is going live here, a little neck of the YouTube woods. It has to always be something. It has to always be something. Here's the thing. MLB, we smashed it. We smashed on Thursday. My best individual day by far. Hit both locks for the people. The money lines come through. Everything is great. More money in my account. The premium Discord is lit. Everybody's happy. Everything's fantastic for once. Everything goes back to normal. Equilibrium. We're all winning. Everything's great. Comment section now working again in YouTube. The Vikings trade up one spot to get J.J. McCarthy. Why am I a Vikings fan? Why are we fans of anything? What's the point if you're going to just take guys who hand footballs off to a team where we need to throw footballs around accurately and well? And like, we smashed on Thursday, though. Yay for the MLB streets. Hit that like button. That goes a long way for me. It's great. This is Jacob. Hi, you got Drake May on your Patriots. Wait, you're a Steelers fan. Never mind. That was my fault. You have two quarterbacks. They're not very good either. Justin Fields will be fun. Even though Russell Wilson's throwing out first pitches, trying to move up and... We'll talk BetMGM later. We'll talk Odd Chopper later. Producer Jacob, let's get to the picks. Seriously, that was a really, really good day overall. We got a lot of the things correct. Milwaukee money line was a sweat, really fun. Minnesota -1.5 was a sweat, really fun. We didn't get that parlay of the Philly and the over together, but Kansas City locking it, 5 innings, official game. That made it worth it. Made everything freaking worth it. Oh, and we got way over on San Diego, Colorado, too. But anyway, both locks hitting. That was fun. But the Vikings took J.J. McCarthy, so that's the last I'll say of that. We're now in a good mood again here. Seth Lugo, Reese Olson. That is where we begin our little trek here. And I will say, thought I'd just find something that I was going to be interested from a total or from a money line or run line perspective, and it's just not there, even though I like Seth Lugo a lot more than I like Reese Olson overall. Now, Lugo has not been good. 11.1% K rate, 510 expected slugging, 358 xWOBA. But what he's able to do is he's just able to kind of make pitches. He's able to get inside of a 1-2 whip where he's just not going to absolutely kill you. Now, I think the K stuff is going to show back up eventually. He's never been like a 95 mile per hour fastball guy, sitting there right around 92, 93 miles per hour. And as you work through the pitch mix, everything looks like we'll get strikeouts sooner rather than later, other than, of course, the fastball velocity being down 1 mile per hour, which kind of has me off of this. So Seth Lugo, we're just kind of waiting for him to ramp up, I think. Reese Olson on the other side, though, 45.3% hard hit, 18.8% K rate, not the pitcher that was promised here. Detroit, I do expect negative regression for them. So I'm obviously going to lean on the Kansas City side if you make me take something here, but I'm just not going to be betting that. Instead, I'm going to pay attention to the Bobby Witt character, 60.3% hard hit, 444 xWOBA, 684 expected slugging. 13.4 degree average launch angle. I doubt in Detroit we're going to get a home run prop that I'm really all that interested in betting. Not exactly the warmest weather there in the afternoon either. But this is Reese Olson with that 45.3% hard hit. I think we're going to find Mr. Bobby Witt putting the ball in play. 2+ base is going to be a lean here based on some of the other days that we've had here for him recently. And then, well, in Detroit, lots of room for those doubles and things of that nature. So Bobby Witt probably going to make the card if we get that 1.5 total bases just inside of -115. We'll talk through this one quickly, mainly because I have absolutely nothing here. Oakland, and yeah, this is a big number to be backing on Corbin Burnes. Corbin Burnes, he should be getting a big number with this lineup too. And it's weird because we just got Kierstead. We got a couple of these call-ups, and, well, Hauser's been awesome as well. They haven't faced a righty in forever, it feels like. So very excited for them to get back over to their home ballpark where lefties can pull it. And Ross Stripling, sub 30% hard hit so far. I don't expect this 2.1% barrel percentage to continue. 17.6% K rate. If you're not missing bats there, he had a 5.55 expected ERA in 2023. Yeah, Baltimore should be able to do what they do. And again, that's just not a price I'm going to be backing in baseball all that frequently unless there's really something that stands out. In fact, Corbin Burns just so good. I know Oakland ended up going yard there in Yankee Stadium, but this is completely different with that cavern out to left for righties. And then for lefties here, you got to deal with Corbin Burns, who's just one of the best pitchers in baseball. He's everything that was promised. 269 xWOBA, 4.4% walk rate. Not going to beat himself. Does have that 40% hard hit. So if you want to try to like get Brent Rooker in your life or Shane Langoliers, yeah, we can maybe find something there even. But Corbin Burns should have success here. I'm actually going to be leaning towards the under. It's the best available play here, but not going to play it because it's on a key number and just pass. Another one we'll talk through quickly. Dodgers, Stone, Bassett going up against Toronto up north. Chris Bassett, terrible, 288 expected batting average. But Gavin Stone is one of those guys that I was working through what we're getting from him. A lot of these Dodgers they need starting rotation help in a lot of ways. Like it's going to be a while until they see Walker Buehler or Clayton Kershaw showing up here. So Gavin Stone, the changeup usage is down from last season. We had a pretty limited sample size on him though, for whatever it's worth. And his changeup is the thing that he's like most known for. So that's nifty. It's got a 176 expected batting average attached to it. But last season had a 299 expected batting average with double the sample size. So again, it's just one of those spots where I know the Dodgers have the better lineup. I know the Dodgers are the better team, but like up north in Toronto here, this feels like an appropriate price here. Chris Bassett's been pretty terrible as well, but I expect negative regression off of some of the numbers for Gavin Stone here. 32.8% hard hit. That's been about the same of like what we were 37.4% last season. So it was already good there, but still at 3.96 expected ERA. Toronto, difficult matchup here. Don't strike out at all. 20.2% K rate, 100 WRC plus. Just going to pass on this one as well. Dodgers, money line, lean, next game. Finally, we get to something that I'm betting, and I'm in a better mood here now. Because again, JJ McCarthy's the future, right? Can't stop thinking about it. Shota Imanaga, he's going to be on the mound here for Mr. Cubs. Why am I making it singular? Anyway, they're taking on Cutter Crawford, friends, and I love what we've seen from Cutter Crawford. Not only is it a cutter that he throws, but it's really, really good so far. 182 expected batting average on that pitch, throwing it to lefties a lot and being very, very successful with it there. Only 88 miles per hour off the bat against that pitch as well. So he reduces a lot of that hard contact, brings in that sweeper split finger even further down the pecking order in terms of mile per hour off the bat for opposing hitters. He's got some of the best pitching run values, fastball run values, breaking run values over on Baseball Savant. So if you want to take a look at that, do so. Probably why last season he had a 3.25 expected ERA and was awesome. And this year, 2.61 expected ERA. He's going to have success here against the Cubs. He just is. I think we want to be attacking Imanaga as well. So this is kind of like hand in hand here where I like the Boston money line, but I'll even take it a step further because I think there's a specific bat here for Shota Imanaga. It's a southpaw who, he's going to neutralize a lot of these bats in the lineup. Now, not Devers, who's very, very good no matter what. Duran just trying to get the ball in play, but left on left, not exactly going to be ideal. You've got a number of those lefties, though, up and down this Boston lineup, and he'll find some kind of success with that 25.6% strikeout rate, but 50.8% hard hit, 24-degree launch angle. This just feels like the perfect opportunity to utilize Tyler O'Neill, who has a 27-degree launch angle on balls batted in play, 40 batted balls. So extreme fly ball pitcher against extreme fly ball hitter. Feels like the perfect combo for a home run here. If we're getting better than plus 380, which I expect here in Boston, I think we're going to be firing up Tyler O'Neill. He'll be on the card. I expect a lot more homers for him going forward, sitting at 7 already, though. He's going to start raking immensely. This might be a 40 home run hitter by year's end. Nice job, St. Louis. Way to cut bait at the wrong time. Boston money line, we're going to have that for sure. This for sure, too, friends. OS Premium Tools, Discord Insider Access. We had a really, really nice Thursday. Thank goodness. Just in time for the comment section to come back again. Thanks, YouTube. Normal stuff. But anyway, OS Premium Tools, that is live in the YouTube description box down below. $14.95 weekly, $49.95 monthly. If you want to get the premium tools, again, Odd Shopper, we're talking MLB, we're talking NBA, we're talking UFC as that comes up this weekend. Been seeing a couple of bets lingering around from time to time up there as well. We're talking market-based approach in multiple sports, tons of opportunity, plus that Discord Insider Access. Come kick it with me, Ben Raza, Eitan Shander, Everybody you know and love here on Odd Shopper on the Odd Shopper channel, sign up for that down below, and you'll get the Discord insider access. It used to be $20 just a week for that. Now it's $14.95. And hey, if you want to try it out for a week, use promo code Lindy, 20% off. That makes it $12 for your first week, friends. $42 for your first month if you want to sign up for it. But come try it out for a week, less than $2 a day. That is expert picks, Discord, premium tools, all in one package. Back to the picks we go. Let's go. We got Miles Michaelis, who I absolutely can't stand. I don't think St. Louis fans really like him either at this point. Taking on Budo, who I think has just been awesome so far. I mean, this guy, is it Budo? Is it Budo? I just love him. I love what I'm seeing from this mix. I'm loving what I'm seeing from a lot of the peripherals here as well. We're talking about a 207 expected batting average, 301 xWOBA. He gives up a little bit of hard hit for my liking. That is absolutely for sure. And that's kind of the main reason that I think we can kind of look at this game as a whole and say, there might be some positives, but it's not so much on the Jose Budo side of things. It's the Miles Michaelis side that we really want to attack. Now, some could say, oh, well, then why aren't you playing the Mets money line in addition to it? Well, it's actually kind of a good point, but at the same time, you're not exactly getting the benefit here at -130. Miles Michaelis, 325 expected batting average, 377 xWOBA, 14-degree average launch angle. And it's also baseball where this St. Louis lineup, it's going to just start hitting better at some point. You got Burleson, Nootbaar. You've got a couple of these lefties, Brendan Donovan, and then, of course, Nolan Gorman, who's been very disappointing thus far. 36.5% hard hit percentage. Does have 4 homers on the season and a 634 OPS, which is a little surprising, but just a 384 slugging coming off of last season's 478. So a little concerning there, but the main guys, Goldschmidt, Arenado, they're going to start hitting it better eventually here. They're just like struggling golfers, just not hitting the center of the club face yet. Jose Budo, though, friends, that 50% hard hit, 13.6% walk rate. I think that's the main reason that I can, justify this one. When we see 7.5, yes, there's only one 7.5 lingering out there over at FanDuel at the moment. It's just a little bit more, though, so I'm going to put this for you. If you don't want to be laying, 15, 16 cents, I'm just fine with that. Take the over of 8. I think 8 is just fine. Key number here on overs because then, 4-4, you get that benefit of knowing it's going over. So, again, that's how baseball works. Ties keep going. Unless there's rain, and then you postpone. Or you get that 5th inning W, baby. Yeah, 5 complete innings in KC. That felt good. That felt good today. Kind of an interesting play that's popping here for me. Again, one of the things I do is I throw everything into a sheet. I start taking everything for Fangraphs. I bring it over, and it's just like, oh, why is CJ Abrams one of the best hitters in baseball this season? What? He's been one of the best hitters in baseball so far this season. Anyway, let's talk through it. Washington, they've got Trevor Williams out there who has been okay. 284 xWOBA, 359 expected slugging. As for Luzardo on the other side, he's been kind of in free fall. 15.3% barrel percentage is not what you're looking for from your southpaw. 4.70 expected ERA, the highest he's had since 2021. Last season, 3.96, 3.39 in 2022. So he has been regressing in a lot of ways. Again, small sample sizes, don't overreact. As for Mr. Williams, friends, this is a guy that I don't want to be backing here with any Washington bats, or sorry, with any like Washington money here, plus 142. They are the dogs, but I do think this is an interesting spot left on left to still fire up CJ Abrams. 547 expected slugging, 393 xWOBA here on the season. There's one place specifically that's jumping out for me, and it's even money over at DraftKings. CJ Abrams over 1.5 hits plus runs plus RBIs. I love when the props come out a little bit earlier for me. I think you're only going to get better numbers as more books start firing that out. Look at FanDuel first. You usually have some of the best hitter prop numbers. BetMGM, some of the best strikeout numbers that you're going to find in the industry. Also, batters to strike out, something that I'm starting to dabble with in my model a little bit more. So once I feel like I can back test that and be successful with it, I'll start throwing some of those out from time to time. But just want to give a shout out to Mr. Abrams here, who has been incredible. And even lefties, 1.080 OPS in 25 at bats. Again, very small sample size, but 360 average against him, and the barrel percentage north of 15% here. It's kind of like square peg, square hole. Just fire it up. CJ Abrams, I like you. Cleveland at Atlanta here. Chris Sale, friends, on the mound here for the Braves. But we start over here on the on the Guardians side, the Guardians of the Galaxy out there. Logan Allen here, he's been a little interesting so far. Sub 20% K rate here, 457 expected slugging. Now, he had a 22.2% K rate in a larger sample size last season. But the expected ERA has been down, even though the ERA has been up from 3.81 to 5.06 so far this season. What does it all mean, Basil? Well, it means I don't really think anything's changed with him. I'm looking through all of his data, and well, the one thing that's changed is the velocity is down a little bit over a mile per hour, and that's why I think you're seeing the Ks fall off. But in terms of pitch mix usage, I think as we start getting along here with the season, we're going to see the velocity come up for a lot of these pitchers where it's been struggling. And so do I really want to try to target him in any way, shape, or form? I don't think so, considering the price that you have to back here on Sale. In fact, I'm a little bit worried about Chris Sale in this specific matchup. Cleveland, we bring it up all the time. They don't strike out, but check this out. 143 WRC plus against left-handed pitching. Best mark in baseball through the first month of the season here at this point. 237 plate attempts, 143 WRC plus against lefties. It's wild too, because I go through Cleveland's lineup. It's guys like Josh Naylor, left on left, doing the damage. Jose Ramirez, switch hitter, of course. And then Will Brennan, another guy, hits from the left side. Wild to see these lefties having success. I think that's freaky for a guy like Chris Sale here, who is going to give up hard contact eventually. Now, he's been good so far this season, 31.3% hard hit, but 4.38 ERA, 27.6% K rate is down from 29.4% last season. I'm just saying, I think Chris Sale over 2.5 earned runs is something I want to take a look at again tomorrow, just based on the fact that they're dogs here. I'm also going to take a look at the Cleveland money line. I could have just put both of them and saved ourselves the time, but sometimes it's nice that I put the thing that's the lean here, and you have to listen to the analysis in order to have me get to the other conclusion. But I do think Braves money, we've seen this routinely where it'll move 5-10 cents because people like to bet that side of it. I think it's kind of sneaky to be jumping over to Cleveland plus 175, probably puts it on the card. Nothing could possibly put this on the card. Eflin on the mound for Tampa Bay. I mean, this is just an awful, awful price to have to 225 to be backing them on the road against the White Sox. And the White Sox, they just got done with their series against Minnesota. Absolute comeback kids there. We had those, Ryan Jeffers, Eduardo Julian. I love that man right now, that's for sure. But the White Sox are terrible. And Chris Flexen does not stay in his candy paint roll and dank sip and drink on an 84 swing, that's for sure. Mike Jones wouldn't appreciate it. Who? Mike Jones. He would not. Back then, pitchers did not want him. Now he's hot. No, pitchers still don't want Chris Flexen. Can you tell that I'm stalling because my spreadsheet is spinning? Okay, cool. It's back. 270 xWOBA for Zach Eflin, 21.8% K rate. Just not somebody that I want to be backing at this kind of a price, that's for sure. But Chris Flexen on the other side is so bad that maybe it's justified. 286 expected batting average, 540 expected slugging, nearly a 12% barrel percentage, and not getting any swing and miss. 20.2% chase percentage as well. Like, everything is not good at all. Tampa Bay on the run line, I suppose, minus 130. Again, I'm not going to bet it. I don't want to bet anything in this game. Hopefully you remember leans, things I'm probably not going to bet unless I'm specifying there's not a number out or other things, which I will always explain to you. Just know I don't want to bet anything in this game more than likely. Okay, props, we'll see. Maybe an under on Chris Flexen, like 2.5 Ks or 3.5 Ks. That'll be fun. Back to more functional baseball, and hey, we had Tyler O'Neill, your other home run prop that I feel pretty good about. Now, I've been doing these home run round robins the last couple of days that I've posted in the premium Discord. Absolutely in shambles after removing 3 home runs off of the board out of the 10 that I pre-selected that were at the top relative to their price over at FanDuel. Always have to wait later into the day because if you do that on FanDuel, make sure they're in the lineup. That's very, very important because on FanDuel, they have live action if they enter the game at any point in time, no matter what. Every book has its own rules. Most books void home run props if they're not in the starting lineup, but just one of those things to keep aware when you talk about FanDuel because they've always got the best ones. So anyway, Graham Ashcraft going up against Mr. Nathan Eovaldi. So let's start on the Eovaldi side, somebody that we backed quite a bit in the postseason last year because I'm going through my numbers and he's all over the place there. We backed him in terms of over on outs and everything else. Nathan Eovaldi is one thing and one thing to me. It is just a fastball combo. Now, he throws a split finger that's actually been coming along for the ride more this season, and I I do kind of dig it because last season, 20.9% usage. We saw 27.6%, up to 33.3% in the early going. The four-seamer, though, that's really the thing that you got to be paying attention to with him, because when the fastball is working, everything else seems to just be working. And the fastball velocity for him this season, friends, is up, up, up. I will be taking a look at Texas prices as well here. Don't want to just put leans into everything that I'm going to potentially have here. But Adolis Garcia up against Mr. Graham Ashcraft, I think that's the main thing to be looking at. Adolis Garcia just absolutely hammering baseball so far this season. Of course, it was Nate Lowe that ends up being the guy who goes yard, but 54.9% hard hit, 577 expected slugging, 16.4 degree launch angle up against Ashcraft, 45.6% hard hit percentage. Has been good in terms of the launch, but I think Adolis Garcia, his power more than makes up for it. Check this out, friends. BetMGM, if you sign up with the link below, great opportunity to get in over at BetMGM, where your first bet, whether it's $50, $100, $200, $250, $500, up to $1,500, doesn't matter what it is, you get yourself that back in bonus bets if it doesn't win. So a great opportunity to take a really big shot. Be calculated with your choice. I do think that if you take a big plus money dog, it increases your expected value. But if you guys want to fire something else up, again, this is all within your bankroll. Want to give you that opportunity down at the link below to take that big shot, but do it within your bankroll. Use bankroll management with it no matter what you decide to do. So BetMGM, add all of the sports books and all of the land to your repertoire so you can always be shopping for the best prices. A huge part about what we do here at Odd Shopper. Only if you're 21 and over. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. Back to the picks. Luis Gil, my guy. Oh, man, we got to the main event. Now, it's a little bit tilting to see what we saw. Actually, that was really annoying for social. Let me do this one more time. Clip. Again, we're going to lock something here. We got Luis Gil, friends. It's going to be awesome going up against Colin Rea. And Colin Rea is not good. 328 expected batting average, terrible. 384 xWOBA, awful. 507 expected slugging, sub 15% K rate. He's 33 years of age. We know he's not good. 6.13 expected ERA. Last season, 4.42. Last season before that, 5.05. He's an innings eater. I don't know what I'm looking at right now other than something that needs to be locked. And there is one thing that we have to be terrified of tomorrow, and it's the same thing. I feel like I'm terrified backing Luis Gil into every single outing because I think we've done that every single game just about this season. And we took the L in Toronto. We ended up taking the dub against Tampa. But you got to be scared of the walks. He's had at least 3 in all 4 outings that he's had so far this season. But those 4 outings, friends, have been insanely impressive to me. 105 expected batting average with, get this, 0 batted balls on the barrel. We're talking 0 barrels in 36 batted balls so far this season. And that's not going to be something that's completely an outlier. We saw a couple of pitches last season, 0 barrels, had 5 barrels in 532 pitches, 71 batted balls in play, 7% barrel percentage, pretty damn good. But he's had a sub-4 expected ERA in every single appearance that he's basically had throughout his major league career, 2021, 2022. He was out all of 2023. And then 2024, friends, he is back to his old tricks. 34.5% K rate, 194 xWOBA, 2.16 expected ERA. And Milwaukee, the talking point of Milwaukee is always what they do against righties right now. They're awesome, 120 WRC plus. But remember when that was sitting up around 135, like a week ago? It's coming down in an earlier round. And Sugar, they're going to be swinging and missing a lot against Luis Gil here. I understand that they have a 22.7% K rate, but there's a major omission there. It is Christian Yelich with this back injury. It's back, and without him, this is a downgraded lineup, in my opinion. William Contreras has been carrying the team. So we backed Milwaukee successfully as a lock against Pittsburgh. We are very grateful to them for Thursday. We're going to attack the living shit out of them today. So here you go, Yankees. That is your lock, friends. I don't understand this price. I have to assume it's going to move to 30, 35. The difference between these two pitchers is massive. All we need to do, my friends, Luis Gil, do not walk, guys. Please stay away from the one moonshot. Again, if his first barrel of the season is a home run with guys that he walked on base, I will be in shambles. But anyway, we're not going to talk about those things. Knock on wood. 4 games to go. Hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell, as my Twins are heading out to Anaheim. Going to be a beautiful time down there. That's going to be lovely for the people. Bailey Ober. Yeah, it's also ironic because the Timberwolves will be playing 40 minutes or so after, 45 minutes after first pitch of this one. Got to watch both of those. Go Twins, go Timberwolves. Hey, check out NBA Lindy's while you're at it. But Bailey Ober, bring it up all the time. He's just a big goof up on the mound. Doesn't have a fastball. Doesn't really do a whole lot that impresses me in any way, shape, or form. But he's been decent so far. He is a fly ball pitcher in a small ballpark there in Anaheim. Since they brought the yellow line down out in right field, has played more homer friendly, but also part of that is Shohei Ohtani. But even neutral park factors, it is a place that plays up for power, that's for sure. So Bailey Ober, he's had a 37% hard hit. That's good, but a 452 expected slugging, 25-degree average launch angle. I mean, if some of these lefties get a hold of it, I'm very, very worried for him. But Patrick Sandoval, 32.8% hard hit. That's good. Just about everything else for him has been a struggle. 4.67 expected ERA, a 13.6% walk rate, does have that 23.3% K rate. Again, this might just be a small sample size thing, but the thing that just sticks out the most, 1.83 whip so far this season. Yikes. That's not what you're looking for. These are not the numbers you're looking for. Oh, yeah, I definitely think that my Minnesota team against lefties, they're just not going to look all that good this entire season. All my favorite hitters we have, Mr. Julian, I guess it doesn't matter, but they're all lefties. In Minnesota so far, I understand that we've been getting by 102 WRC plus, but a 25% K rate against a guy who I expect around that 23, maybe 24% K rate, going through zip, steamer everywhere else. I think it's going to be Angels money line or pass, but as a Twins fan, not going to do it. Again, not that fandom matters. I'd be happy to bet against my team if it made sense, but I think it's a pretty efficient number, pretty efficient game. We'll take a look at props later. Arizona and Seattle, kind of like this one. We're heading back into T-Mobile, going back to a great, the former Safeco. I want to say Safeco every single time, but I guess that's incorrect now because marketing and advertising, you got a big mobile, not as normal sounding is like big pharma or whatever. But anyway, Zach Gallen going up against, well, no, that's not correct. Do I have the right pitchers? I do have the right pitchers. Okay. Zach Gallen up against Emerson Hancock. This is so weird because I think it's George Kirby that was going to be on the mound, but it just changed over at Fangraphs and at Baseball Savant. So be on the lookout for that, friends, because I already have a play-in with George Kirby, but now Emerson Hancock is showing up. Why don't I just break down both of them just in case something switched in the last hour? Sorry, I was in shambles over J.J. McCarthy, so there's that. But anyway, we'll start with the Emerson Hancock piece because he just showed up. 45.7% hard hit, 303 expected batting average, 484 expected slugging. I'm going to rerun some stuff while I talk about this next one. We're going to go to Mr. ChatGPT. We're going to tell it to do a simulation. And now we're going to upload that in the sheet. And we're going to see if anything looks good based on these numbers. Cool. Anyway, but in the meantime, let's talk about the guy who I thought was pitching up until this point, George Kirby. 30% hard hit, 261 expected batting average, 442 expected slugging. Overall, as I work through it, he's a pitcher that I think is a little bit overhyped, but the superpower, doesn't walk anybody, doesn't give up unnecessary batters on base. And although the 442 expected slugging exists, this is the best pitcher's park from 2023 to be throwing in. Plays neutral for homers. Everything else is way down in terms of run creation. And Zach Gallen, routinely, I'm backing this guy all the times that I possibly can. It was harder once Arizona was good during the tail end of last season, but a 50.7% hard hit, not ideal. This is a great ballpark for my guy. 28.1% K rate, and working through his mix, friends. We have so many main pitchers that are down in fastball velocity. He's one of them, down a half mile per hour. Was throwing it around 93.1 actually in 2022, 92.9 last season, down to 92.4. But again, I think there's some of these guys who have been around the block that are just ramping it up, not trying to get out of the gate too quick. So I think he's going to be just fine in this ballpark. Under 7.5 if it's Gallen and Kirby. And the verdict on Emerson Hancock with the numbers are 8.2, 8.3. That is going to be a pass on anything with Emerson Hancock, assuming these are the same numbers. Again, they won't be the same numbers if it's Emerson Hancock. That's going to come up. So again, 8.2. This total would move to 8. And obviously, avoid a lot of places. So hopefully these are your two pitchers. That'd be great. Philly and San Diego in this one. Aaron Nola, Joe Musgrove. That was kind of fun to do live here. Well, I did like the short version. It normally takes longer. Just ask producer Jacob. He loves it. You like waiting on me.
Hey, who did the Vikings draft?
We have Aaron Nola. We have Joe Musgrove on the mound. Aaron Nola is definitely somebody that I want to back in this spot. At this price, we're talking minus 115. And it's really uncalled for, man. Not cool. Thought we were friends, but I guess you show up, punch the clock, and go home. Joe Musgrove, 400 xWOBA, 507 expected slugging, 16.8% K rate, 8.2% barrel percentage. Nothing looking good for him so far this season. And once you know it, if you just scroll on down, take a look at fastball velocity, down 0.7 miles per hour on the fastball, off-speed pitch down 0.6. Yeah, that's not ideal for Joe Musgrove. As for Aaron Nola, 36% hard hit, 20.8% K rate is down. The whiff percentage, sub 20%, not what you want to be seeing, but he's just a great pitcher. 3.65 expected ERA so far. Finding things with this knuckle curve that just impressed me every single season. It's up a little bit from the 220 expected batting average in 2023 to 243, but as a pitch that he's throwing primarily to neutralize both sides of the plate, and it just works really, really nicely with his sinker. I think he's going to be harder to hit as we go along, but a 32.9% whiff percentage on that knuckle curve. There's a reason it's his primary pitch. As long as he's locating that, he'll be fine. Philly money line. Thanks, Jake. It's the son of a priest, a man. Kind of like that bit, but I kind of hate this game and don't even really want to talk about it. Got Quinn Priester going on the mound for Pittsburgh, going up against San Francisco. Both of these teams kind of flatlining. 13-13 for Pittsburgh, 12-14 for San Francisco. Didn't buy into everything from Pittsburgh. Joey Bart tried to ruin my life. 3-0 there against Fastball Freddy in that first inning, but you know what? We got it across the finish line. Thank you, Pittsburgh, for falling apart. You're in shambles. It was great. As for Kyle Harrison, this is a pitcher that early on in his career, I do try to be early to some of the pitchers that I think have decent strikeout stuff or the potential for decent strikeout stuff, but I don't know what happened between AAA and now. It's just not there. 23.8% K rate last season was actually pretty decent. 21.1% this season with a 44.6% hard hit percentage, and it's nearly identical sample sizes that we had to 2024 and then 2023. So like we caught him at the tail end of last season. It was underwhelming relative to what I was hoping for. More of a fly ball pitcher, but obviously great ballpark for him here. Yet I look at the over of 8, key number again for those overs, potentially firing this one up, but this is just an ugly game. Again, we're going to call it a lean. We're going to get ourselves the heck up out of here. I need a drink. And that does it for another edition of Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. You know what to do. Go to that comment section below. Hopefully it's working this time around. Oh, wouldn't you know it? Great timing for it because, you know, I won all this stuff Thursday. That was great. But anyway, let me know if you smashed on Thursday with the 2 locks. That was good to get back on the 2-0 lock column. Again, only 1 lock here on Friday. Been picking our spots more carefully. Obviously, you know, still just batting 500 in the lock department. We're looking for better than that as we progress. That's for sure. I promise I will be, because it just gets better every single year as the season goes along for me. Accumulate sample size, temper expectations, use bankroll management. Don't bet too much now because we have a lot of baseball in our future. But that Yankees one, Luis Heel, just don't walk anybody. I just am watching that game in my head right now. Anyway, producer Jacob, I would say thank you, but you're now on my shit list. BetMGM's not. We love them. We love OddsSharper too. Sign up for those down at the link below. Till next time, friends, I'm Eric Lindquist. Best of luck in the MLB streets on Friday.